Hello and welcome to week 3 of AC1320, Accounting Software Systems and Principles. Remember that the contact information is down here with the name, the email address, and the phone number. The email address being the best way to contact me generally. We then have the office hours, which are on Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Not required, but this time is carved out if you have questions at that time. Remember that it is in a question and answer format. It's not a lecture type format, so be ready to ask questions if you want to join the meeting at that time. It does have a different number, a different call-in number, a conference code call-in number. The code may change, but right now it's 2222. It may be 1111, so check this location if you're going to attend that. It is a different number than the other phone number up here, the general number, so keep that in mind. After we get on the conference call number, then we'll use the screen share software as needed. So we're not just going to go in there unless it's going to be needed. And if it is needed, then we can go in there and we can work some problems together, and that does work well. Alright, so let's go down to the current week that we are in. We're in week 3, the current week. And within week 3, we're going to be moving on to chapter 7 and 8. So, of course, we have the objectives and topics, and then 7 and 8. Now, 7 and 8 we only have 2 chapters, but 7 and 8 are probably among the longest chapters in the book. And they entail a lot of entering data, including invoices and PO, purchase orders, and inventory items, and payroll. So they are fairly longer chapters, so you want to carve out some time for that. And I highly recommend taking a look at the instructional videos to help out with those. And we'll take a look at that in a second. So if we look at what we need to do then down here, of course, we've got the discussion forums first. Remember that we need at least 4 posts to the discussion forums in order to get full credit. Generally, those posts, in order to add to the credit, need to be adding content. So make sure that they're adding content within there. If we respond to another person's post and we say that, like, that's a good post, I like that post, that is good, but it's not really adding a lot of content. So just remember, in order to get full credit on the post, we need to say why we like it or expand on something that's new in there in relation to QuickBooks. So keep that in mind. If you copy and paste something from the Google or something like that, that's fine, but to get full credit, you also want to make sure to reference it. Otherwise, it's plagiarism, so just make sure to do that. And then I would try to paraphrase it in your own words, either recapping what has been said in your own words. Next, we have the assignments down here, and so we're going to be covering chapter 7 and 8, so we're going to go into the assignment. I highly recommend using the instructional videos to work through the assignment, and I do want to point out that we will be using a separate data file. So although we're working on Wild Water Sports, remember that this is Wild Water Sports Chapter 7. You need to restore the data file, because if you don't, then you'll be using the Chapter 6 data file, and things just won't line up quite the way they should be, because there'll be data that is slightly different to update in order to start the Chapter 7 file. So make sure that we restore the file. We'll have to do this every time. When we go to Chapter 8, we'll do the same thing. Also, the instructional videos, I believe they're actually from a prior version of the book. And so the book is the same this time as the prior version, but the dates for the problems may have been updated in some of the problems. So from here going forward, the videos may be from the prior version of the book. Use the videos to help to explain the process, and just make sure that you're pulling the dates from the current textbook, because the problem will be exactly the same, the format will be exactly the same, except that the dates may have been updated. So you want to use the videos as a guide and be careful of the dates that you're using in there. Other than that, it should be the same. The videos may not be made or quite formatted quite as well as the newer ones, but hopefully they will work to help supplement the book and get the job done. All right, so I'm going to go back up to the cookie trail up top and see what else we have. Going back into week 3. And then, of course, make sure to take the quiz or the midterm in this case, by Sunday. And there's going to be a midterm project too. So we got the quiz type side of it, and then the midterm project. The quiz can't generally be made up afterwards unless there's an unusual circumstance. So make sure to do that. These can generally be made up for late work. Let's take a look at the gradebook. Gradebook here on the left-hand side, green icon. So remember that everything for week 2 is going to be updated into the gradebook on the following Tuesday. Week 2 closes on Sunday. Grades entered on Tuesday by noon, hopefully. So you want to go in here and check everything. So any late work from week 1, as well as anything done in week 2, should be up to date by Tuesday at around noon, following the close of the week 2 on Sunday. And then, of course, anything that has not been updated, you want to go and see if you can update it, meaning if you got a 0 or less than full credit on anything, see if you can then fix it. And anything that is done in week 3 will then be due at the end of week 3, and then the grade will be updated the following Tuesday. So remember that anything that is done in week 3 will be graded and updated, whether it be something for week 3 or prior weeks, and that will take place after week 3 by the following Tuesday, and that's when you want to check and see if that has been updated, and let me know if you got any questions about it. So that's going to be it for week 3, so have a great week 3.